Today on July 10th, Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. God says, keep an eye on your son, open now before it's too late. Hey there, beloved soul. I know you're busy. I know life feels like it's rushing past, a million distractions calling your name, pulling you from one task to the next. But I need you to stop. Right now. Yes, you. There's something waiting for you. And this isn't an accident. You're here because heaven chose this exact moment to whisper something sacred into your life. So breathe for a second. Just one breath. Deeply. Because what's coming next isn't just another message, it's a divine intervention. God says, I am watching over your household. But I've placed something on your path today because your eyes need to be opened. Especially to your son, your child, your legacy. The future is being written now, and the ink isn't dry yet. You still have time, but not forever. There's a shift coming. If you read this with your heart, you'll see it. If you ignore it, that door may close. I know those words just hit you in the chest like a rush of cold wind. That's not fear, that's divine urgency. Archangel Michael stands before you now, sword drawn, wings spread wide, not as a distant figure in stained glass windows, but as your protector. And today, his message is raw, clear, and more serious than ever. This isn't the time to be passive. I'm not here to inspire you, I'm here to rouse you. Wake you. Shake you. Because the enemy has crept closer to your gates while you've been distracted. And your son, yes, your son, is standing in the crossfire of a battle you were born to fight. Why does this matter now? Because there's something happening that you haven't seen yet. There's something shifting in the spiritual realm that has already begun to ripple into your life. This message isn't random. It's a signal. You're being called not just to be aware, but to move. To act. To see beyond what the surface shows. Your son isn't just going through a phase, his soul is under watch. God says, this is your moment to rise. I gave you eyes that see beyond flesh. I gave you a heart that can feel me move. So listen now, what I show you next will change everything. If you're still reading, it means your spirit knows. You feel it. That heaviness? That whisper in the back of your mind? That odd dream you had last week? That sense that something isn't right? You're not crazy. You're not paranoid. You're prophetic. That's why you're reading this. And here's the truth, you were chosen to protect him. To carry a fire your ancestors prayed for. To break generational patterns. Your lineage wasn't random. You carry prayers on your bloodlines back that haven't yet been answered, until now. But Michael says this can't wait. There's no later. No next week. Every second you delay, the scales tip. Your silence has weight. Your awareness is needed. So what now? What are you supposed to do? First, listen. Your spirit is going to start stirring. Memories, moments, patterns in your son's life, suddenly they'll make sense. You'll start seeing through the noise. And then, speak. Watch. Act. God will begin showing you what to say, when to say it, how to shield him. This is a divine alarm clock. You weren't meant to sleep through it. And there's more, so much more. Because this isn't just about your son. It's about you. Something has been chasing you too, hasn't it? A heaviness? A cycle? A constant sense that you were meant for more, but something always seems to block the breakthrough? That's not your imagination. You're not broken, you're in battle. You feel things deeper than others. You see things before they happen. And the reason your peace has been under attack is because of the light you carry. Archangel Michael says you've forgotten how radiant your spirit is. And the enemy is hoping you never remember. But that changes today. Because now heaven is breathing on your path. Miracles are realigning around your words. And your prayers? The ones you thought fell flat? They've been collected like drops in a holy reservoir, and now, the dam is about to break. Expect the signs. They will be undeniable. You'll start noticing strange timing. Sudden clarity. Conversations that feel guided. Dreams that carry weight. The number 777. Keys. Feathers. The name Michael appearing again and again. These are not coincidences. They are divine breadcrumbs. Follow them. And your son? Watch him. Hold him. Speak over him. Even if he's grown, even if you've been distant, even if he's pulled away, your voice still matters. Your prayers still echo. God has placed his hand on him, but your alignment is the bridge. God says, tell them they have more power than they realize. Tell them their voice can shift atmospheres. Tell them I am not finished writing their story, or their child's. And tell them, this is not the end. This is a holy beginning. You are not reading this by accident. You didn't scroll this far for nothing. Something inside you knows, this is your wake-up call. And Archangel Michael stands by, waiting not for your perfection, but your permission. To guide. To defend. To cut through the fog. So let this be your moment. Your line in the sand. Heaven is leaning in. Because when you act on this, when you say yes to what you feel in your bones, doors will open. Cycles will break. Your house will shift. There's more. So much more. But first, pause. Breathe again. And whisper this. God, I'm listening. Show me what I need to see. Protect my son. And lead me now. Did you feel that? That stillness just now? That wasn't just calm, that was presence. That was God breathing into the atmosphere around you, aligning things you didn't even know were off balance. And now Archangel Michael says, you've crossed a line in the spirit realm just by opening your heart. The moment you gave this your attention, the heavens started moving on your behalf. So don't pull back now. The distractions will come. The enemy will try to flood your mind with doubts. This is silly. You're just imagining it. Nothing's really happening. But that's the same voice that tried to keep you silent when you were young. The same one that whispered you weren't worthy when you cried in the dark and no one heard you. But now? That voice is losing its grip. Because you've stepped into divine territory. This isn't just another post. This is a prophetic activation. And if you lean in just a little deeper, God's about to show you something that will undo years of confusion. Your son, his story isn't over. You may not understand what's going on behind his eyes. Maybe he's been distant, angry, overwhelmed, or just lost. But you need to hear this. God has marked him. The enemy has noticed. But heaven has assigned angels around him. And your voice is one of them. He may act like he's not listening. But your words? They echo in him like thunder in the mountains. Don't stop speaking life. Even when it feels like nothing's changing. Especially then. Because Michael says, the turnaround is coming. Not in months. Not in years. Sooner. But it requires your agreement. Your vigilance. Your fire. Don't let guilt take root. Maybe you haven't always said the right things. Maybe you feel like you missed signs. Maybe you've been numb. That doesn't disqualify you, it proves why you were chosen. Because only someone who's walked through the fire can speak protection over the next generation with holy authority. Do you see it now? This isn't just a warning. This is an invitation. God says, you've been walking under a false ceiling. You thought this was all there was. But I have more. I have hidden provision. Hidden strength. Hidden clarity. And it's been waiting for your yes. This is the yes moment. Michael leans in close now, his voice not booming, but steady. Steel wrapped in compassion. He says, you've been watched over since the womb. The battles you fought as a child weren't just random hardships, they were training. And now the mantle is shifting to your hands. This is legacy work. What you choose in this moment doesn't just affect you, it ripples through generations. Yes, there's pressure in that truth. But there's also glory. Because you've been prepared for this. Everything you faced, every disappointment, every closed door, every sleepless night, it was forging something inside you that can't be bought, taught, or faked. And now, it's time to wield it. So ask yourself this. What if you stop waiting for everything to make sense, and you just move with what you know deep in your gut is true? What if you started speaking over your son, even if he doesn't understand yet? What if you started walking through your house declaring peace over every room? What if you stopped explaining your faith, and started commanding your space? Because listen, this isn't about religion. This is about authority. Divine, heaven-backed, warrior-born authority. And you carry it. This is why your dreams have been attacked. Why your peace has been fragile. Because once you remember who you are, hell can't hold you. Now let's talk about the signs. Because they're not just random. If you start seeing numbers repeating, 111, 222, 333, or names that stir something in you, if you suddenly hear the word Michael, warrior, sword, gate, sun, or even feel chills out of nowhere, it's confirmation. Pay attention. Even your dreams will shift. Don't dismiss them. Write them down. God is speaking. Not in the ways you were taught to expect, but in ways you were born to recognize. And when you pray now, don't whisper like you're uncertain. Speak with the fire of someone who knows angels are listening. Because they are. Michael says, the veil is thinner now than ever before. Heaven is pressing close. And those who dare to believe, dare to speak, will see miracles that others only read about. Miracles. Real ones. Not vague hope. Tangible shifts. The kind of changes that don't just inspire, they shock. Healing in places doctors gave up on. Restorations of relationships declared dead. Financial provision that arrives out of nowhere. Protection from accidents, detours, sudden darkness. You are under divine surveillance. Not because you're being judged, but because you're being guarded. And here's what God whispered just now, just for you. Tell them, I see them. Even when they feel invisible. I have not forgotten a single tear. I am moving faster than they expect. But I need them to agree. Watch. Trust. Obey. Michael says, this is your activation moment. Not to be more perfect, but to be more present. Your authority increases when you show up fully. Spirit, soul, and body. So wherever you are, stop and put your hand on your chest. Breathe. Now say this out loud, even if it feels strange. I am not alone. I am protected. I am awakened. I take my place as guardian of what God has given me. I receive clarity, fire, and divine protection over my son, over my house, over my future. I say yes. Did you feel it? That wasn't imagination. That was alignment. Heaven just stamped this moment. This message is only the beginning. There's more coming. More layers. More downloads. More truth. But you had to say yes first. And now, it begins. Something is already different now, isn't it? There's a trembling in your spirit you can't quite name, a stirring that wasn't there before. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. Heaven is pressing closer because you said yes. That one agreement you made just now. It shifted things around you that you can't yet see but will soon feel. Archangel Michael stands by you now, not as a myth, not as a symbol, but as a warrior. And his eyes? They burn with love. Fierce, radiant, undeniable love. He speaks again, quietly this time, almost like a whisper in your bones. You've always felt different. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. I have guarded your path because your calling was too rare to be mishandled. The isolation you hated? It was divine incubation. And now, you're ready. You're not late. You're not broken. You are right on time. And this time, it's not just about survival. It's about assignment. Heaven doesn't rescue people just to place them back where they were. Heaven repositions. And now, everything is shifting for purpose. God says, the enemy thought if he could exhaust you, you'd never awaken. But what he didn't realize is that weariness precedes resurrection. You've died to yourself in secret, and now I am breathing fresh life. Look at your life for a moment. Think of everything that should have taken you out. The things you never told anyone, the nights you wept without sound, the days you functioned while your soul was cracking apart. But you're still here. Still standing. Still breathing. Still chosen. There is power in that. Proof of the angelic hand that's always been over you. And now Michael says, it's time to step fully into your authority. You've apologized for your gift long enough. You've made yourself small for the comfort of others. But the spirit within you is not designed to shrink, it's designed to burn. Let it burn now. Let that holy fire rise. This fire won't consume you. It will refine you. And as it does, it will start to reveal the things that no longer belong. People. Patterns. Beliefs. Watch what starts to fall away. Don't fight it. Don't cling. Trust the release. Your atmosphere is changing because your assignment is activating. This is spiritual warfare, but you're not defenseless. Every time you speak over your son, the enemy flinches. Every time you declare peace over your home, angels rally. Every time you walk by faith, heaven marks the ground beneath your feet as holy. Can you see it? You were never powerless. You were just unaware. Now, the light is on. And your son, he's more than just your child. He's a carrier of legacy. A target of heaven's promises. A vessel of generational shift. His journey may look rocky now, but don't be deceived, God is mid-sentence. The story is still being written. Michael whispers again. Pray like it's already happening. Walk like it's already shifting. Act like heaven is backing every word, because it is. You're not just a parent. You're a prophetic gatekeeper. You're not just surviving. You're interceding for the future. And something else, something sacred is being handed to you now. A mantle. An invisible cloak of divine weight. It rests on your shoulders even as you read this. Don't be afraid of it, it's not too heavy. It's what your soul has been craving without even realizing it. Because the truth is, you weren't made for ordinary. You were made to disrupt darkness. The same way light breaks silence, your voice breaks patterns. And from this moment on, you will begin to see the evidence. Strange clarity. Conversations that feel fated. Moments of peace in places that used to provoke fear. Dreams that shake you awake in the middle of the night. Whispers in the quiet that feel louder than thunder. These are your signs. This is your activation. God says, I'm placing eyes on their spirit. They will begin to see what others miss. They will know when to speak and when to stay silent. I am restoring their discernment. I am repairing the breach in their family line. And I am covering their children. Let that settle in your soul. Your child is covered. Even when you can't be there, angels are. Even when your words aren't heard, heavens are. Even when it feels like it's too late, it isn't. Because God doesn't operate in fear. He operates in redemption. And nothing is too far gone when He steps in. Michael says, you don't need to understand everything. You just need to obey the next nudge. Obedience is the key. It unlocks the miracles you've been praying for. So listen closely now. What's the nudge in your spirit right now? To pray again, even though you stopped. To reach out to your son and say, I'm here. To fast, to cry out, to declare peace over your home out loud. Whatever it is, do it. Delay is the enemy's weapon. But boldness? Boldness is your sword. And Michael's sword is now in your hand. Yes, you. You were chosen for this moment. Not because you're perfect. But because you're willing. And God always blesses a willing heart. So don't back down now. Say this, out loud again. I receive the mantle. I receive the fire. I receive the calling on my life. I take spiritual authority over my household. No weapon formed against my child will prosper. I speak light into every shadow. I say yes to heaven. And I cancel every plan of darkness sent to delay us. Let the atmosphere shift now. You're not the same person who started reading this message. And you never will be again. Because now you're awake. Now you're armed. Now you're in position. And still, the river flows. Because the Spirit does not stop when the soul is still drinking. There's more for you to receive, more to awaken inside you, more to remember about who you truly are beneath the dust of delay and the weight of all that tried to keep you stuck. You are not stuck. You were never stuck. You were stationed, divinely, precisely, perfectly, in the pause before the promise. And now the pause is over. The wait has been holy, but the move is heavenly. This is not your breakthrough season, this is your becoming season. God is not just breaking you into blessings. He is revealing you to the world. The version of you that heaven always knew. The version of you that couldn't emerge until the shaking stopped. The version that carries peace in one hand and fire in the other. A storm silencer. A barrier breaker. A carrier of presence. And now, the time of hiding is over. You are not being planted anymore. You're being presented. Presented not just to people, but to purpose. To the vision that terrified you but never let you go. To the calling that kept you up at night. To the voice that you tried to silence to fit in with people who were never assigned to your destiny. That season is over. You don't need to be understood by them. You don't need to be validated by the ones who only saw your wounds. You are not here for their applause, you are here for heaven's assignment. And your assignment is opening in real time. Right now. As you read this, chains are falling off you. Ideas are waking up. Confidence is rising like the morning sun. Can you feel it? That lightness in your chest. That's freedom. That's what it feels like to step out of the shell of survival and into the skin of purpose. You're no longer just hoping for things to change. You're becoming the change. You are the answered prayer. You are the generational shift. You are the proof that surrender is more powerful than striving. And where you are headed now, you cannot carry the old definitions of yourself. You must release the labels life gave you in your lowest moments. You are no longer the rejected one. No longer the one who was passed over. No longer the one who almost made it. You are the chosen. The crowned. The called. The light in rooms that forgot how to hope. Do not be afraid of what's rising in you now. Do not silence it just because it's unfamiliar. You prayed for this. You bled for this. You built altars in private for this very moment. And now, God is answering. Not with whispers, but with wonders. Not with a trickle, but with a torrent. You're about to witness the kind of favor that cannot be explained, only experienced. Because you didn't ask for a spotlight, you asked for significance. And heaven always honors the pure heart. So don't be surprised when people start asking, "How did this happen for you?" You'll smile. Not with arrogance, but with awe. Because you'll know it wasn't strategy. It wasn't status. It wasn't connections or credentials or compromise. It was God. God did it. God brought the connections. God brought the clarity. God brought the provision when you were down to nothing. God brought the opportunity after every door slammed shut. And now you're not just walking in favor, you're covered by it. There is a canopy of grace over you now. A divine shield. A supernatural escort. You don't have to announce yourself anymore, heaven is doing it for you. You don't need to prove your worth, heaven already confirmed it. You don't need to ask if you're qualified, heaven already anointed you. And anointing trumps approval. So walk boldly. Say yes before it makes sense. Take the step before the path is clear. Write the book. Launch the business. Leave the space that drained you. Embrace the love you thought was too good to be true. Make the move, even if you don't feel ready. You're more than ready. You're released. This is the release. Of favor. Of abundance. Of identity. Of everything that was locked up behind doors that only obedience can open. And now that you've said yes, every locked place must open. Every delay must end. Every dry place must become a well. Every wilderness must become a garden. You are no longer just waiting for God to show up, God is waiting for you to walk in what He's already released. No more hesitation. No more playing small. No more postponing the life you were created to live. You're not who you were when you entered this message. You've shifted. You've aligned. You've remembered. And that remembrance has power. Because when you know who you are, the world has to adjust. The lies can no longer stick. The fear can no longer control. The past can no longer speak louder than your future. Because your future is not far off, it's now. The page has turned. The script has changed. And the glory? It's just beginning. So move, beloved. Not in panic, but in purpose. Not in striving, but in stillness. Because what's chasing you now isn't fear. It's favor. What's overtaking you isn't darkness. It's destiny. And what's carrying you isn't your own strength. It's the hand of God. And his hand never fails. Not yesterday. Not today. Not ever. Ask ChatGPT. Tools. You feel it, don't you? That shift. That crackle in the air. That holy weight wrapping itself around your heart like a whisper and a thunderclap at the same time. Michael says. Now that you've said yes, the veil is lifting. And what you couldn't see before, what felt confusing, tangled, or stuck, it's about to make sense. Because now, your vision is being sharpened. Your atmosphere is being redefined. This isn't just spiritual talk. This is real. You'll begin to feel different in the same places that used to feel heavy. You'll walk into rooms that once held tension and find peace instead. You'll speak to your son and notice something new behind his eyes, something softening, something opening. That's the anointing activating. That's the fire you carry doing what it was born to do, change things. Now listen, this fire is not just for you. It's contagious. It spreads. The way you begin to walk, speak, pray, even breathe, it becomes warfare. It becomes healing. You'll start igniting people without even trying. This is why the enemy fought you so hard. Because he knew, if you ever got here, if you ever remembered who you are, nothing would stop you. And now you've remembered. And heaven is responding. God is orchestrating divine meetings, conversations, opportunities, revelations. Some may come in strange packages. Unexpected people. Sudden invitations. Gut feelings that feel too bold to trust. But trust them anyway. That's the Spirit leading you. Michael speaks again. Stop questioning your discernment. What you're sensing is real. The enemy's greatest tactic has been to make you second-guess your spiritual instinct. But your instinct is sacred. It is your GPS in this hour. You're not crazy. You're tuned in. And this tuning will lead you to say no to things that once felt normal. It'll make you uncomfortable in old places, in old mindsets, in small conversations that no longer hold your frequency. That's not pride. That's elevation. Because God is not just pulling you out of confusion. He's pulling you up. And as you rise, so will your son. Yes, even if he's been distant. Even if it looks like he's going the opposite direction. Even if the world has put labels on him. Let them talk. Because the label heaven has for him is sealed in fire. God says, "That boy is mine. I have written his name on the wind. And even if he strays, my voice will follow him. Even if he falls, my hand will catch him. Even if he forgets me, my love will chase him until he remembers." Do you understand the power in that? Your child is being pursued by a love that never relents. Your prayers have ignited that pursuit. Your voice, yes, yours, is heaven's trumpet over his life. That means, you're not waiting on the world to change. You're commanding it to. Michael now steps closer, and he's no longer whispering. His voice is strong. Pure. Undeniable. You are now a watcher. A gatekeeper. A herald. Do not go back to sleep. Do not return to silence. Your words carry strategy. Your hands carry fire. Your presence shifts rooms. Own it. This next part is critical. Because now that you've accepted this assignment, things may try to distract you. Old triggers. Familiar fear. Mental fog. Unexpected setbacks. Don't let them move you. Those are the tremors before the mountain falls. God is moving in ways that will seem hidden at first, but watch. Within the next 7 days, you will receive a sign. A confirmation. A crack of light through what once felt sealed. It may come in a phrase from your son. A dream. A phone call. A moment of unexplainable peace. Mark it. Write it down. Say thank you out loud when it happens. Because that sign is a down payment on everything else he's about to do. Now take a moment. Let's go deeper. This is where the healing begins. Say this. I surrender the fear. I release control. I receive divine strategy. I trust what I cannot yet see. I trust that God is working in my child's life even when I feel powerless. I trust that Michael is guarding the gates I cannot see. I trust that my obedience is enough. Yes. That's the posture. That's the language of breakthrough. That's what opens heaven. And now, one more thing. God says, tell them not to rush this. Let them stay with me in the quiet. I want to show them things. I want to whisper strategies. I want to remind them of promises they forgot. I want to walk through every room of their home and mark it as mine. So here's your invitation. Tonight, before you sleep, take time to walk through your home. Silently if you must. But as you do, speak peace. Speak protection. Lay your hand on the doorway to your child's room, no matter how old they are. Declare life. Declare purpose. Even if they're not home. Even if they're far away. Even if you've been estranged. Your words will find them. Because there is no such thing as distance in the spirit. Michael says, this isn't the end. This is the setup. The foundations are cracking. The breakthrough is near. And the warrior has awakened. That warrior is you. Let this part fall deep into your heart. Because now we're stepping into the supernatural shift. The place where heaven begins not just to speak, but to move. You've been crying out, haven't you? In secret. Quietly. With tears only your pillow knows. Praying for breakthrough. For signs. For change that actually lasts this time. God heard every single one. Even the ones you didn't have words for. And now? Now the response is unfolding. Quietly. Swiftly. Powerfully. Michael says, there are things happening in the spirit right now that will soon rush into the physical. Things that have been blocked for years are breaking open. But this time, it won't be delayed. And this time, it starts with you. You are the ignition point. You've been asking God to do something out there, in the world, in your child, in your family, but God is starting the miracle in you. Because when the fire gets lit in the vessel, it consumes everything around it with holy light. And here's what that looks like. You're going to walk in places that once felt heavy, and they'll feel lighter. You're going to speak things you never planned, and they'll pierce hearts. You're going to feel heat in your hands when you pray. Tears will come suddenly. Old wounds will sting briefly, and then disappear. This is healing. This is reformation. This is the supernatural in real time. God says, tell them their tears have planted gardens in realms they haven't even seen yet. What they thought were breakdowns were actually breakthroughs in disguise. And what felt like silence was me, planting seeds in stillness. Oh, beloved, those seeds are about to bloom. And fast. And your son? Watch him. Carefully. Gently. Without judgment. Because the Spirit is speaking to him now. Even if he doesn't know how to explain it. Even if he resists. Even if he runs. God says, my grip is stronger than his rebellion. My voice is louder than his silence. My purpose is deeper than his pain. Let that be your peace. Stop trying to fix everything with logic, with worry, with endless talking. Sometimes, the most powerful move is to stand still, speak once, and let the echo of heaven do the rest. Michael whispers again. When you stand in your authority, hell backs down. The battle isn't won with noise, it's won with knowing who you are. And you, precious soul, are royalty. Yes, you, the one who's been through more than people know. The one who questioned if they were good enough. The one who was told to sit down, be quiet, stay small. Heaven never agreed with that. You were not made to blend in. You were made to break chains. That's why you couldn't settle. Why comfort never satisfied you. Why normal always felt like a lie. Because deep down, your spirit always knew. You were made to war with love. To step into chaos and speak peace. To stand at the gates and declare, not my house. Not my child. Not this generation. To look fear in the face and smile, because angels surround you. And now, they do. Michael says. Heaven has deployed backup. You are not outnumbered. You are outpowered. Your household is now under divine lockdown. Every plan of darkness has been exposed. Your obedience just dismantled assignments in the spirit realm. This is bigger than feelings. It's bigger than what you can see. It's bigger than what people think. Because you just walked into your true identity. And as you do, something sacred will begin to happen. People will feel different around you. Your voice will carry new weight. Strangers will open up to you without knowing why. Opportunities will find you. Your name will be mentioned in rooms you've never entered. Because your yes has launched a spiritual ripple effect. It's not just about your son anymore. It's about your bloodline. The ones before you. The ones after you. The curses stop here. The cycles stop here. The silence breaks here. Say this now, out loud if you can. I am a breaker of chains. I am a vessel of fire. I am a guardian of glory. I protect what heaven has entrusted to me. I declare no fear, no delay, no defeat. My son is covered. My future is blessed. My spirit is alive. And I will never go back to sleep. There it is. That's the sound of awakening. That's what heaven has waited for. You are aligned. You are armed. You are ready. God says. Now, walk it out. Every step forward is an act of war. Every breath you take is reclaiming holy ground. You are not hoping for victory. You are walking in it. And Michael? He hasn't left your side. He walks with you now. Sword in hand. Wings wide. Every time your faith shakes the air, he moves. He fights. He clears the way. You've been protected your whole life. Now you know it. Everything around you has already started to shift. It may not be visible yet, but in the unseen realm, the ground is trembling. The walls the enemy built? Cracking. The doors that were once locked? Turning. And the child you thought was drifting too far? He's already being pulled back. Michael says. You have broken through. The darkness that tried to silence your house has lost its grip. The delay is over. The protection has been issued. The release has begun. Yes. The release. The answers you thought were buried are on their way. The healing you thought was impossible is already moving. The reconciliation you never dared to believe in is being written by unseen hands. You said yes. And God took it seriously. Now, expect the signs. Expect strange timing. Expect things to line up with no logical explanation. Expect your son to say something out of nowhere that stuns you with hope. Expect your own dreams to carry instruction. Expect your heart to feel, finally, free. God says, "You trusted me. You responded. Now watch what I do in return." This is the moment most people miss. They wake up, they hear the call, and then they hesitate. But you didn't. You kept reading. You leaned in. You believed, even with trembling hands. And because of that, you will see the fruit. Archangel Michael steps forward one last time. He's not shouting now. He's speaking directly into your soul. Eye to eye. Spirit to spirit. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not powerless. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are the answer to someone else's prayer. And from this day forward, you will not walk in fear, you will walk in fire. Feel the air shift? That's not just emotion. That's activation. That's heaven. That's your soul lighting up with memory of who you really are. You are not a bystander in your own life. You are not meant to keep quiet while chaos storms. You are the voice. The breaker. The warrior. The bridge. And your son? He will remember. The prayers. The love. The sound of your footsteps when you checked on him at night. The quiet protection you fought to give him when no one saw your struggle. He may not say it now. He may not even realize it yet. But the day is coming when he will look at you, and his heart will know. I was covered. I was guarded. I was loved by someone heaven called. And you were. You still are. Now here is your final instruction, given not by man, but by the Spirit speaking through this moment. Dove, do not go back. Do not return to smallness. Do not second-guess what just happened in your heart. Do not let your mind explain away what your spirit already knows. God says, "From this moment forward, walk like I'm with you, because I am. Speak like the angels are listening, because they are. Move like heaven is behind you, because it is. And love your son, not with fear, but with faith so loud it shakes every lie he's ever believed about himself." The enemy made a mistake trying to touch your family. He forgot what happens when a warrior wakes up. He forgot what you carry. He forgot that heaven defends its own. And now? Now it's too late. Because you've awakened. So here, say this. Let it be your final stamp, your covenant cry. I walk in fire. I stand in truth. I am a vessel of glory. I was not chosen by chance, I was chosen by heaven. My son will live, not just survive. My family is restored. My spirit is awakened. My assignment is clear. I walk with angels. I walk with Michael. And I walk with God. This is your moment. Hold your head high. Walk with peace. Speak with power. And never forget. Heaven watches over your house. Michael guards your gate. And God has written your name on the wind. The shift is here. The victory is yours. And it begins now. Amen. Ask ChatGPT.